Thank you for having me. Yeah, scary times right now in the world. Really scared. It's been really devastating to watch how Donald Trump has just been like destroying the white brand. Just like watching white stock just plummet in the NASDAQ. It's been really tough. Like I knew there was gonna be a race war after the election, but I didn't realize it was gonna be white people versus other white people. Just like the Great White War of 2018 is what we're watching. It's just been really scary. White people are coming up to me right now. They'll be like, hey, did you know that America was really racist? And I'm like, yeah, I knew. And they're like, oh man, just finding out, just getting hip to it. I just figured it out. I'm like, all right, cool, good for you, bro. I'm Haitian. I'm a Haitian person. I was born in Haiti. Growing up Haitian is very much like a war. I got beat a lot when I was a kid. I'll say spank if that's easier for white ears. If that's softer on your heart. I got spanked a lot as a child. It was no big deal at all. In a lot of immigrant communities, there's something known as community parenting, which means that not only do your parents beat you, but everybody beats you. It's not a big deal at all. I remember when like Haitians don't have kids the same way as Americans do. Like, you know, like when Americans are thinking about having children, they're like, hey, John, are we ready for this emotionally? Kathy, are we ready for this financially? When Haitians are thinking about having kids, they just look around their house at the chores that need to be done. And they're like, I think we need 2 to 3 kids. I think that's what's gonna do it. Because you're a laborer in a Haitian household. That's what you're there for. I remember when I first came from Haiti, my dad was like, I got the best gift for you. You're gonna lose your mind. And it was a step stool to reach the sink to do the dishes. That's what my dad did. America was such a weird place when I got here. I always thought Americans were very peculiar, you know? Like, they always act like immigrants are the weird ones. But when I first got here at 4 years old, every little white kid I knew did karate. I thought when I grew up, America was just gonna be filled with white people karate chopping the shit out of each other in the streets. And that's not what happened. Little white kids were the busiest people I'd ever seen in my life. Like, they always had places to go and people to see. I thought little white kids were tiny businessmen when I was a kid. I had no idea what was going on. I grew up very religious. Religion is a very important thing in the Haitian community. I don't know if anyone's ever been to a Caribbean church service. If you haven't, it's basically an enthusiastic hostage situation. You're there anywhere from 3 to 100 hours. You don't know, because there's actually no person in charge of a Haitian church service. It's actually the Holy Ghost who's in charge. And what they don't tell you is that the Holy Ghost likes to turn the up. So you're just gonna be there until the Holy Ghost is done. You're just gonna be there. So much of growing up religious is, as a girl, is just like other people being in control of your pussy. It's like a really weird thing. Like from the time you're a child, you're told that like God owns your pussy, and then your husband owns your pussy. So like the whole time I was, growing up in church, everyone was like, you have to wait for marriage before you have sex. No sex before marriage. That's like a big deal. So I grew up mostly like waiting to have sex before I got married. I was a very, very old virgin. And then I like finally moved out of my parents' house and I started dating. And every time I would get hot and heavy with someone, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for marriage. And then I met someone, and I went on a date with him, and he made me meatballs. It was a Chef Ramsay recipe, and they were delicious. So I that guy. Turns out I was waiting for meatballs. Really, really crazy. Thank you for that applause. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. The world's a really shitty place. I think the thing I hate the most about the world right now, aside from being completely dead inside, is social media. Social media is garbage, and I don't understand the point of it anymore. I was at a comedy show like this one, and it was a packed show, so they sat me next to a stranger. I was just watching the show. And the girl ordered a ginger ale, and when the server came, she realized she didn't have her wallet. So I was like, oh, I'll pay for your ginger ale. And then she was like, oh, let me Venmo you. And I was like, no, it's $3. Just let me get it for you. And then she was like, all right, well then let's follow each other on Instagram. And I was like, why am I being punished for doing something nice? Jesus Christ, like what is the point of this? What is the world coming to? I don't get it. I went to Wyoming recently for Kanye's release party. Everyone's laughing because they know Kanye doesn't with black people. I wasn't there for that. I was not there for that. I was there. My husband and I went to Yellowstone National Park because we really like nature. We're hippies. We're really into nature. And I was really, honestly, really scared to go to Wyoming because I don't know what the racism is like out there. And it turns out extremely polite racism out in Wyoming. Very, very polite racism. We stayed with this Airbnb host. His name was Bear. You know what that guy looks like, right? So we stayed with Bear, and he was super nice to us. He was like, oh my God, you guys are out here from LA. You guys are gonna enjoy the park. Go out. Just make sure to watch out for those Orientals. They like to touch you. And I was like, there it is! Oh shit! There's that racism I was looking for. Also, extremely old-timey racism, if I may say so myself. Haven't heard that word in a long time. Right up there with Negro. And then we went out to a steakhouse. It was like this super eerie steakhouse because there was nobody there but us and this group of white people. It was 3 older white people. Like 2 of them were wearing like cowboy hats and stuff. And they were talking super loudly about how much they love Trump's immigration policies. And my husband's Indian and I'm black, so I felt like that was like a direct attack. And then one of them turns around very slowly to us and goes, how do you like your steak? And I was like, is this how we die? Whoa, racism always feels like an improv scene I didn't ask to be a part of. I was just like, hey, how about you not talk to me, sir? That would be great. So the rest of the time in Wyoming wasn't super fun, you know, it was weird. At one point, my very sweet, very loving husband came up to me and was like, babe, I just want you to know you have resting bitch face right now. And I was like, oh no, babe, this is active bitch face. I'm not happy to be here, I don't like it. I've never had a woman come up to me and tell me I have resting bitch face. It's always been a man. Like, I feel like when a woman sees resting bitch face, she's like, oh, that lady's activated bitch mode. Let me not bug her. But when a dude sees resting bitch face, he's like, oh my God, I gotta go fix that bitch's face. Her face is stupid. I don't know. I gotta go mansplain her face. She's dumb. I also hate the term resting bitch face. I feel like if you really thought I was resting, why would you interrupt me? Thank you so much, guys. My name is Charla Lauriston. Have a good